Welcome back to Eatsy, where if we can make stuffed tofu, then so can you. Each region in China has its own cuisine and local specialties. This delicious stuffed tofu recipe comes courtesy of the Hakka Chinese. It takes care and patience to prepare this dish, but its uniqueness is sure to impress any guest that you have over for dinner. So let's jump right into it. For the filling, we're going to start with about 160 grams, or about 5.5 ounces of ground pork in a bowl. Then we're going to start with a block of firm tofu. When you buy your tofu, make sure you get the firm kind and not the soft kind. A soft tofu would just disintegrate away during the cooking process. Depending on the dimensions of your block, you may cut them into rectangles or squares. What we're aiming for are blocks of tofu that are about 2 by 2 by 2 inches. So about 2 inches high by 2 inches wide and also 2 inches tall, or about as close to that as you can get it. When you have your blocks made, take a butter knife and cut a small square out of the center of them. Make sure you don't cut too deeply because you don't want to go all the way through. What we're aiming for is to make little tofu boats. As you remove the center of the blocks, you can toss the little pieces into the same bowl that holds your pork. Our block of tofu allowed us to make 12 little boats. But depending on the size of your block or the sizes that you cut them to, you may have more or less than we do. Next, we're going to finely shred a medium-sized carrot. We're aiming for about half a cup of shredded carrot that we'll add to the bowl with the tofu and pork. Then we're going to finely dice 1 green onion and add it to the bowl as well. Then about 1/3 of a teaspoon of white pepper. Then half a teaspoon of oyster sauce. 1 teaspoon of light soy sauce. And a quick little blurb of sesame oil. Mix all of that together thoroughly. Then you can take your filling and start filling up the little spaces in your tofu squares. Start by putting about a spoon in each one, and if you have extra, then you can round them over a little bit. If they start looking a little overfull, that's okay because the meat will cook down during the cooking process. Before heading over to the stove, we're going to make a sauce that we'll need later. We'll start with half a teaspoon of oyster sauce, 1/4 cup of light soy sauce, about half a cup of water, and 1.5 teaspoons of cornstarch. Mix all of that together thoroughly. Alright, now let's head over to the stove and make sure we hit that like and subscribe button. In an oiled pan over medium heat, take your tofu squares and place them face down. If you want to, you can place all of them in there at the same time. Just make sure that you give them enough room that you can flip them over easily. Put a lid over the pan and let them cook until the meat starts to brown. Make sure you check them frequently. When the top of the filling has browned nicely, flip them over and let them cook for another 5 minutes. We want them to be lightly browned on both sides. Next, you'll need a saucepan. Lightly line the bottom of the pan with cabbage, and then we're going to place the tofu squares on top of the cabbage. You can place your tofu squares in 2 layers if you need to. Next is to take the soy sauce and cornstarch mixture that we had made before and pour it over the tofu. For some reason, we lost the footage of us doing that, so just take my word for it that inside this pot is the tofu and the sauce, and we're going to let that cook on medium heat for 15 to 20 minutes. And there you have it, Chinese-style stuffed tofu. If you want to, you can transfer them to a serving plate, or just do what we did and put the whole pot on the table so everybody can help themselves to it. Here we've served it alongside our braised beef over rice, the video for which will be coming out soon. So make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you tried out this recipe, please let us know how it went for you down in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching.